Hello and welcome to Foodie in Provence. I'm Hannah and I'm here to help you how to live a healthier and happier life. Before we dive into today's theme, let me ask you a question. How healthy is your gut? And the second question, what can you do to promote the health of your gut? If you see this weird stuff next to me, you probably know the answer. It's fermented foods. Fermented foods or foods which are produced or preserved with the help of microorganisms have been around for thousands and thousands of years. Think kimchi in Korea, natto in Japan, shinchitsa in Slovakia, sauerkraut in Germany. These are all traditional fermented foods, and every country has its typical fermented foods. Unfortunately, these traditions are beginning to be lost, but fortunately, there are people who start to make again all these traditional foods, and today I'm going to show you what ferments on my counter and what can you make, which ferments can you make at home. First of all, let's discuss why fermented foods are good for our health. So, as you might know, 70-80% of our immune system is located in our gut. And robust immune system, of course, it's the first line of defense, our top defense against all disease. So you have to promote beneficial bacteria in your gut in order to be healthy, in order to thrive. So you should consume as many fermented foods or probiotic rich foods as possible to have a huge variety of these beneficial bacteria in your gut, because as we know, in the guts of Western population, the variety of this beneficial bacteria is very low. And the second thing is that fermented foods and making them at home are very cost effective because they contain 100 times more beneficial bacteria than you would find in a probiotic supplement. So in order to have a huge variety of these bacteria in your gut, you should have variety of fermented foods which you consume. So let's discuss what ferments on my counter. So as you can see, I have here sourdough. I use in my kitchen 3 different types of sourdough. Rice sourdough for gluten-free baking, and einkorn sourdough. Einkorn is grown locally here in Provence, and I also have here rye sourdough. What do I use sourdough for? Well, maybe you might know that until 150 years ago, all bread was produced with sourdough. Sourdough is just a mix of water and flour that ferments all the bacteria and microorganisms naturally, which are naturally in grain, in milled grain, will produce fermented product which is known as sourdough. And then this sourdough is just added to baker's dough. This dough then ferments and rises in a matter of hours. So it's definitely something else than commercially produced bread. Actually, I wouldn't recommend to eat bread which was commercially produced, because there is just a fraction of all those B vitamins and minerals and everything which is beneficial in bread, if you eat bread, just a fraction compared to sourdough bread. And also the taste is definitely something else. If you want to know how to make your own sourdough, go to my webpage, foodimprovence.com, where you can find the process how to make your own sourdough bread. Because you can do your sourdough at home, or in some countries there are so-called sourdough maps, and you can get the sourdough from your friend, for example, or from someone who is on the map. Another fermented food which I make and use at home is kefir. Kefir originated in Caucasian mountains, and people who live there still consume kefir. And it's very simple to make. You just inoculate milk, cow's milk or goat milk, with kefir grains. If you cannot get hold of kefir grains, buy kefir and then mix it with milk, and it will produce greater amount of kefir. And you can add it to your pancake batter or to your cake and so on. You can again find all those recipes on foodimprovence.com. Another ferment which I make at home is kombucha. Kombucha is a fizzy drink, also fermented drink, which is made from sweetened green tea or black tea. I normally use 3 liters of sweetened green tea, which I use 3 liters of green tea with 1 cup of white sugar, cane sugar. It should be organic quality though. And you use so-called SCOBY, which then it's kind of mushroom, which then ferments the drink, and you'll get a fizzy drink. So if you are addicted to soda or fizzy drinks, you might want to try kombucha, because it has this very special flavor. There are tons of recipes on the web, and you can also find a recipe how to properly make kombucha at home on my foodimprovence.com webpage. And again, if you love fizzy drinks, then you might want to make kefir. Either kefir from water, sugar, and you add fig and lemon, and you have a beautiful fizzy drink which is especially refreshing in summer. And again, you will find this recipe on my webpage, or you can use coconut water to make water kefir. How to get hold of kefir grains. Normally you can buy them at your local health food store, so just check if someone, or even you can buy, you can get them for free. So go to your health food store and ask if they carry water kefir grains. So these ferments are normally which are on my counter. I also make sauerkraut, but as you can see, it's very simple to make ferments at home. And as I already said, eating fermented foods helps you to promote health of your gut and get these beneficial bacteria, because in fermented foods you can have 100 times more of these beneficial bacteria than you can get in a supplement, and actually there will be a huge variety of these beneficial bacteria, because they are different according to environment where the ferment is thriving. So we really need in our Western diets these fermented foods, because unfortunately due to abuse of antibiotics, of hormonal pills and contraception pills, due to our diet which is very high in sugar and processed foods, unfortunately the variety of these beneficial bacteria is very low. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something new in this video. If yes, like it, share it, talk to your friends about it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Foodie in Provence. And I'll see you next time. Bye!